we are continuing to look into all of these traffic situations, just checking in to see if anybody had any questions for me this early morning as you're getting ready for your work and your commute today. Okay, we'll just continue on looking through some of our radars here. You can see a couple of those lightning strikes up in our northeastern storm here near Darby. A couple lightning strikes here and there in this really heavy pocket of rain that they're seeing in this thunderstorm. Definitely some lightning, some thunder as well. This is heading towards Little Walnut, Asheville, St. Paul, Commercial Point, Lockburn, Shadesville, Hamilton Meadows. Harrisburg's already seeing that, as well as Darby, Era, Mount Sterling, and a couple other little pockets here and there towards Atlanta, New Holland, Crownover Mill, Williamsport, Kinderhook. Seeing some heavier pockets as well, and this continues over in these more northeastern areas. There's another little cell here, State Mills, Hopetown, Delano. About to see those heavier pockets. This is on 35, heading towards 104. We can scoot back on over to Interstate 71. So if you're heading on this road, definitely expect some delays out there. There's already been some wrecks as well. I want to make sure it's Facebook is working here, so I'm gonna make sure that everyone can hear and see me right now. Okay, just making sure that it was updating. It wasn't updating on my side. It looks like it's still has the weather logo on there, so I wanted to make sure that you guys could actually hear and see what I was talking about right now. But 71, Interstate 71, that's where we're seeing some heavier pockets for your morning commute. Definitely some lightning strikes embedded in some of these storms over to the northeast here, but we are still seeing some heavier pockets start to come down near 123, 28, Blackhawk. We're seeing some heavier storms near Edwardsville, Hicks. So if you're heading out, you're definitely going to experience some of these on your commute to work. So definitely give yourself a couple extra minutes here and there to make sure you can make it to work on time and get there safely as well. Also some rain passing over 75 right now. We can zoom out a little bit so you can see this as a bigger picture here. We've had 14 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes, and those are all in that northeastern storm. Looks like we're not looking at any power outage right now across the area, but we are in a flood advisory until 7:45 early this morning. This is flooding caused by excessive rainfall here. A few visibility problems as well. If you are around Mason, your visibility is about 3 miles. Wilmington, 6.7, about 5 miles. A lot of this visibility issue is isolated to the more northern of our counties here. The south really isn't getting those storms or that that visibility issue along with it, but we can look at the traffic going on right now, and this is why we really issued this first alert weather day. So if you're just now joining us, we have some crashes on the interstate today. If you have any questions, make sure to just drop it in the comments here, and we can talk that out. But we definitely have some traffic issues here. We can zoom in to this. Let's zoom into this first one that we saw here on 275. It shows it's showing that the traffic is still flowing there, but definitely expect some delays if you're heading 275. We can also see a wreck. I think it's getting towed up now. You can see this is on 71, so you might see some delays on 71 near Kenwood Knolls. And it's another one on 71 here. Ooh, zoomed in too far. And this is near Stratford Manor, Kennedy Heights. And then we also see a wreck up on 75. This is near Lincoln Heights here. And then also expect some delays on 275. There's another wreck up near Forest Park. So I'm just letting everyone know this is just something to be aware of. The heavier of the storms have moved off to our northeast, as you can see here. But we are still experiencing some sort of rain and slippery roads and some flooding on these roads as well. So that's also a crucial part of what's going on here, is that the rain that came down that we saw that has now moved to the northeast is now flooding on our roads, and now people are getting into accidents as well. So if you're just now waking up, expect some traffic delays as we move into the next couple of hours here. You can already see this yellow starting to appear here for the traffic towards this collision on 275. So we'll continue to monitor and update everyone on these wrecks that are going on across the area, because this is affecting your morning commute. This does impact you as it continues to move on through. We're seeing some flooding on some roadways here and some ponding as well. We can run through what the rest of your day is going to look like here. Let's head on over to that. It's just loading here. Time for some sips of coffee. If anybody is out there drinking their coffee with me this morning, it is now 2 minutes before 6:30, so still pretty early. Okay, so this is what we're looking like outside currently. We have those lightning strikes up to our northeast. These are storms that we saw earlier this morning. It's just causing some delays on our roadways here, some flooding on the roads as well. So be extra careful as you're heading out this morning. There are some visibility issues as well, so you might not see the puddling on the water before it's too late. So definitely take it slow, take it easy, add an extra couple minutes to your commute if necessary this morning. So we'll track that out for you here so we can really dive into what it's going to look like for the rest of your day. This is 7:30. This is what we're expecting it to look like. Just a few more heavy pockets of some storms still passing through. We're expecting to see a lot of this rainfall to continue through that 10 a.m. mark, and then just some lingering leftover showers by the afternoon, and then we'll clear up by the evening here. So we'll continue to watch this as it progresses. 9:30 this morning. We're still seeing a couple lingering showers and storms, just 2 heavy pockets here. The rest of this, just some showers with some moderate rain involved in that. But then as we move into the early afternoon, I would say, this is still a.m., technically 11:30 this morning. We're still seeing a few spotty showers, maybe some thunder isolated in these storms here, but most of us are staying dry into the afternoon. You can see a couple more pop up here. We'll go back so we can take this really step by step. So this is 1 p.m. Most of us are staying dry at this point. Let me pull this up so we can look at it dual screen. Make it a little bit easier while I'm looking at it, you're looking at it. So you can see just a couple of isolated pockets here. Now we're seeing some of those more southern counties starting to see some of those storms, and this makes sense because our areas, the areas this morning that are seeing those storms already, will get worked through a little bit and use a lot of that energy that the environment has, that the atmosphere has created to help produce these storms. So it makes sense that a couple more of these lingering showers are going to appear to our more southern counties down in Kentucky here. But we'll still see some lingering showers across the entire area into the afternoon. Now, these shouldn't be too crazy and too long. They shouldn't last very long. You see how quickly these will move out of the area. A few heavier pockets here and there into the afternoon. Just a few pockets, like I said. Most of us here are staying dry, which is that's a positive. Most of us will stay dry, but some of us will be impacted by these heavier downpours into the afternoon. So just be aware of some gusty conditions maybe into the afternoon, some rumbles of thunder, some lightning as well. So if you have any outdoor activities planned, just make sure you're keeping check on the weather as we move throughout the day today. So we'll continue to look through that here the next couple of hours. This is right around that dinner time hour. All of us are dry according to this model here, with a few clearing spots. Start seeing the sun just a little bit. That helps us warm up just a tad before the sun goes down. Now, those clouds really linger around into the overnight. We should be mostly cloudy tonight, but we'll be mostly dry as well. A lot of those rainy conditions will be out of our hair by this afternoon. We will see a couple of lingering things. But overall, it shouldn't be too bad by this afternoon. Let's run through this one more time really quick, and we'll take another slight break here. If you're just now joining us, it is 6:32 this morning. Today is a first alert weather day. We decided to call it this morning just because some flooding is happening on our roadways due to some storms that are passing through our area. We wanted to make sure that you knew this morning as you're heading out on your commute before you headed out there to give yourself an extra couple of minutes here or there just to make sure that you can make it on time and make it there safely as well. There's already a few wrecks that are starting to happen out there, so we really need to take precautions this morning. Take it slow, take it easy as you're heading out to this gloomy Monday morning. So, like I said, first alert weather day today. Just due to those showers and storms moving through the area, it's affecting people's mornings. This is going to impact you. So, what we're looking at here on these cameras is just a few clouds that are lingering around. We're kind of blanketed right now. You can see on a couple of these cameras some spots, especially on our golf course camera there in Clover Nook. You can see that they have a few spots of those water droplets on the camera. A lot of us have been seeing those showers and storms this morning. If you were up early enough like we were, you probably saw those as well, but there's still some showers and storms out there that are affecting the morning commute. So we're going to go through that for everyone here. Okay, so this is what it's looking like out there right now. You can see those lightning bolts up with the stronger portion of the storm here. Might be too small for you guys to see, but a couple lightning strikes and a few more storms popping up over in West Virginia there. But for our area here, let's go ahead and zoom in so we can see what's going on. There's a few heavier downpours that have moved through our area and is now up to the northeast here, and that caused some flooding on our roadways and some puddling on the interstates, which has caused a few accidents this morning. So definitely be extra careful if you're heading out there. Make sure if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I'll answer anything that I need to about these weather delays this morning. We have a few showers still in the area, a few pockets of heavier rain. You can see that here. But overall, most of that heavy stuff is over to our northeast. We're going to see a couple more heavy pockets develop as we move a little bit closer here to the end of our morning. I'm assuming 10 a.m. So that's pretty much the end of the morning. But here we have a few lightning strikes up in that storm that has already passed through our area, and we can really zoom into this here. Let's start with the storms that are in our area. So we make sure everyone makes a safe drive this morning. 7:30 133, 68 near Midland, Westboro, Martinsville, Cuba, Morrisville, Hicks, Blackhawk, Blanchester. We're all seeing some storms this morning. A couple heavier pockets, you can see that here. This is 133, 131. Definitely seeing some heavier pockets here. We can go to this so we can see what's going on. Yeah, some heavier pockets here near Morse Fork. That'll continue to push on to the northeast here. Let's zoom out so we can see another portion of the storm. You can see we're starting to get a little bit of heavier rainfall here near 126, near Highlands, heading that way. This is heading towards Interstate 275. We're also seeing showers and rain near Miami Grove, Montgomery, Kenwood Knolls, Deer Park. Everyone is seeing some rain this morning, especially if you're up to the more northern of our counties here. Loveland, a few heavier pockets here near 20 Mile Stand. For Interstate 71, we're definitely seeing some rain, as well as 275 and on 75. So we're seeing a pretty good amount of rainfall. It's affecting all of these roadways this morning. So you can definitely see these heavier pockets here on 71. Now this is affecting a lot of people's commutes to work. So if you're heading out on the road, you have to get on an interstate this morning. Give yourself some extra wiggle room between you and the car in front of you, because there's already been a few accidents today and we don't want to introduce any more. We want everyone to stay safe. That's why I'm doing this live stream, so make sure everyone knows what's going on out there. There's been some ponding on some roadways as well, which is also not helping people's morning commutes. Here is 75, heavier downpours going on here. No lightning detected in these storms, but definitely some really heavy rainfall. We've also had some visibility issues this morning as well to our more northern counties. Now this is towards Middletown, near 75. This is heading towards Flatiron, Red Lion, Pekin, Clear Creek. So lots of rainfall is pouring down right now, affecting a lot of our roadways. If you're heading on 74 towards Indiana here, you should be pretty good heading that way. But if you're heading anywhere towards the northeast, these storms will be following you the whole way, and they're still developing across the area here. So zoom out once again. You can see these are really secluded to our more northern counties on this map right now, but there are those heavier pockets you can see off to the northeast and east there. Those have moved through our area already, and that's why we're having some localized flooding as well. So we've had 9 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes here. None of those have been within our storms that are in our counties currently. All of those are off to our northeast. You can see those here. Some of them are 15 minutes old. See those disappear after 15 minutes. So those are getting pretty old. I haven't seen new lightning strikes yet. No less than 5-minute lightning strikes here. So heavier pockets here. You might start to see some lightning over near Fayetteville and Newtonsville. This one might see a couple more near Morse Fork, right where that heavier pocket of rain is starting to develop there. A few heavier pockets as well near 675 and 75 here near Franklin, Clear Creek, Posttown, Middletown. This is where you can see a couple more of those storms starting to get a little bit stronger as they push through the area here. And we'll just continue on. It says no power outages. Every time I refresh it, we get a couple more. We're still under a flood advisory until 7:45 this morning, just for some excessive rainfall out there, that ponding on the water, on the roadways that I was talking about earlier. Some ponding is definitely still possible. And I also told you about the visibility issues that we were seeing, some fog out there. It's affecting us on our drive here. So 6.7 miles in Wilmington, 3.3 in Mason. So really make sure that you're giving the person in front of you room to be able to slam on their brakes if they need to, if there's puddling on the water or a wreck. Make sure you're far enough behind them, you're not following too close here. 5.4 miles in Brooksville and 6.4 in Hamilton. Now, we're going to go into what the traffic is looking like out there. Lots of wrecks happening, so we really need to be careful. We're going to zoom in here so we can see everything that's going on. So, we'll really zoom in. We have some red traffic here, which means that we have completely stopped traffic. And this is heading towards the northeast, so heading towards the storms. Got some stopped traffic on Interstate 275 here. That includes a car wreck, and that stretches for a pretty good while. And we have someone getting towed up on 275, and that one is heading towards the west there. So two different ways, seeing some delays here and there. Now we can scroll on down to what's happening on 75. Another wreck going on here. I can only well, it looks like traffic is starting to clear up from that wreck, but definitely still a wreck on 75. So if you're taking 75 today, you might see some delays. There's definitely some delays close to Edgemont as well, sorry. Leakin Heights is where this wreck is located, and if we go back up to near where this other wreck is happening as you're heading northeast on 275, this is near Pleasant Run, so you might see some delays if you're heading on the road near Pleasant Run area. Now if we zoom in to these other wrecks that are happening, here is 71 here. We have another wreck happening here, some delays on the road as you're heading up to the north on 71. Definitely some slower traffic, so make sure you're driving slow this morning, taking proper precautions, staying pretty far behind the car in front of you. You don't want to get stuck on one of these roads behind someone, following them too close, and that there'll be a wreck in front of you. So definitely just be safe. Add extra couple minutes to your drive this morning. We're looking at another wreck over on 275 here. This one is near Beverly Hills and Days Heights and Milford. Definitely seeing some delays out there. There are lots of wrecks going on. You can see there's also some red traffic. It doesn't give us an alert here, so I don't know what exactly is going on 271. I mean on 275 here, but definitely some delays heading from the north, heading to the south area, the southeast here. Some delays going on. That one doesn't look like it's taken too long, but definitely seeing some delays on 275 heading towards the northeast here. And that's just due to some flooding on the roadways and from those storms, people following too close, and the visibility issues that we talked about as well. So lots of things that are affecting your morning commute this morning. I'm going to go ahead and put up a satellite and radar loop for you guys. I'll let it sit here just for a minute. I'm going to take a short break, and then I'll be right back on here to talk to you some more about what's going on with all of these storms and showers moving through the area, how that's affecting your morning for this first alert weather day here. And I will be right back. I hope you've had a good start to your morning so far. Thank you for joining me, but I'll be back in about 5 minutes. It's just going to be a short break here, and then I'll come right back on the same link. I won't leave this link where it's going to be the same live stream. So I'll be right back. Good morning, anybody that's watching out there. I am Fox 19 Now, First Alert Meteorologist Anna DuVall, and I'm here with your forecast update. Today we are calling this a First Alert weather day for some flooding that's going on right now and these storms that are passing through that started this early this morning here. Actually, yep, I'm just making sure I was unmuted. Okay, so we're just gonna go through a few things here, show you what's going on, make sure everyone has a safe commute to work this morning. There's some flooding on the roadways, some crashes as well that's affecting definitely some of the traffic out there. So you need to give yourself extra couple minutes here and there, obviously, as you're heading off to work. We're gonna take this full screen so you can see what it looks like out there. It's quite dreary for your Monday. It makes you not even want to get out of bed at all out there. But it's raining. You can see that off our Fox 19 camera there. Off our tower camera as well, it's pretty muggy and humid and rainy out there, as you can see. Of these cameras are still out there running those horses, though, on the Turfway Park. While it's a little, the rain is a little weaker right now. It isn't as heavy as it was really early this morning. So we're gonna go ahead and look at our clouds and radar here. You can see just with this broad overview, you can see a couple of those spots over to our north and east here where we have a couple of those lightning strikes going on. We can zoom in so we can see what's going on really with our area here. So this is what it's looking like right now. We have heavier pockets of some rain over to our north and east here. Some lighter showers and storms still populating here. That's near Hillsborough, that's in Highland County, as well as Clinton and Warren. Butler County also seeing some showers. Over in Indiana, Union and Fayette, Franklin seeing some showers. Hamilton County here in Cincinnati, as well as Claremont and Boone County seeing some showers and storms. All of our counties that are in Kentucky here are staying dry for the moment. So we'll see a couple of showers and storms there this afternoon, but for the moment, they're pretty much dry with these storms that are moving through. This is just radar that includes some of those lightning strikes, and we can see that here where that, oh, there it goes, where that lightning is embedded with these heavier pockets of red here. We'll zoom a little bit back out. We'll zoom into the area that's affecting our roadways here. So we can really look at Interstate 75 and 71. Those are definitely being affected by some of these showers that are moving through the area. So if you're heading off to work anytime soon, it's now 7:08 out there. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about some flooding that's going on. Catherine is live. They're on the news right now. So if you need to watch the news happening, she is live, and she will also give you some updates, as well as Stefano giving some traffic updates as well. But if you're logged in with me, we have some rain passing on through. This is going to pass over Interstate 75 and 71, heading toward the north and east here. If we zoom out some, we can really see that system that passed through earlier this morning. If you were up early enough, you definitely heard some thunder, maybe saw some lightning. It could have woken you up earlier this morning, because we did have this bigger line of storms, some stronger, heavier pockets of rain moving through the area there. But if we can keep moving forward here, you can see that the lightning is embedded up here to that more northeastern storms. It's just lagging here. It'll catch back up with me in just a second. Here it is. But we have 14 lightning strikes here in the last 15 minutes. You can see, oh, now we're up to 21. None of those are in the Cincinnati metro here. None of our storms are seeing that. Most of those are isolated. Oh, see, we have 2 new lightning strikes there. Those are less than 5 minutes old. We saw those just appear here, but you can see these more white color lightning strikes. Those are because they are 5 to 10 minutes old, but the grayer they get, the longer they have been there. So seeing some lightning out there, and we can just continue to move. And this is a strike duration of 15 minutes. So they'll fade from our view in about 15 minutes, and then a new one will come. So we're back to 17. That one's brand new. And you can see that as they populate here, they'll slowly become white and become part of this storm here. But then the old ones will start to disappear, and that's why the lightning strike total doesn't get too out of hand here unless there's more widespread storms. Really, we're not seeing any of those lightning strikes here in the tri-state, but those are starting to move to the north and east there. We'll continue to move forward. Not seeing any power outages right now. I can double check that as we move forward. Just give me 1 second. We'll check and see if anybody is having any power issues anymore this morning. There are a couple of those issues lingering around out there, and there are a few, as you can see here, but those are off to the north and east there, so those aren't in our county area, but definitely some people seeing some power outages from these stronger storms that are passing through. Some of our flood alerts now are going away, but there's still some puddling and some flooding on the water, so we just need to be careful if you're heading out there for any of those activities heading to work. So what we're looking at here is Warren County and Clinton County are involved in this flood advisory. It's going to last until 7:45 or whenever they decide that it's not going to be an issue anymore for the next few hours. So in that flood advisory for those counties, as well as a few surrounding counties that are outside of our DMA, but Fayette County is involved in that, as well as Greene County there, and as well as Pickway. So definitely some delays that are these issues are gonna affect your morning commute. So we just really wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that if you're heading out there, you might expect some of these delays to happen as you move forward in your day. We do have some fog out there as well, so this is just adding more things that we need to be aware of as you're driving around. It's not going to be an easy commute this morning. Definitely some traffic delays out there as well. You can see we only have 3-mile visibility in Mason, as well as Wilmington at 5.7, Brooksville at 3.2. A lot of this fog is isolated to the more northern counties here, but you can see a couple spots with low visibility in Williamstown as well there. Let's move on so we can look at the traffic update just a little bit. Now, you guys know that I'm new, so I'm not great with the roads, but I'm going to really try my best here so we can make sure everybody makes it safe. Looks like they've cleared up a good bit of the wrecks that have happened out here, but definitely seeing some delays still. No one is moving on 71 heading to the south here. You can see there's a wreck on, we can make this double screen so we can really see what's going on here. We can cut to that. Here we go. You can see that wreck there near Harewood Acres. No one is really moving. This is really, it's on both sides of the road that has stops here. So if you're heading either direction, there's delays on both sides. Definitely need to leave 20 minutes early probably for your commute to work. If you have to take 71 near Blue Ash and Kenwood Hills, near Deer Park, Kennedy Heights, we're definitely seeing some delays there. There's also some delays without a warning label here near Edgemont and Hartwell. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's not, we definitely got some traffic. We have a car that's being cleared and towed on 275 near Pleasant Run and Forest Park. It seems a little bit of traffic there, but not red like the other ones were. And we did have some delays earlier. This is where it was on 275 with some slowed traffic as well. So just be careful if you're heading on any of these roads. There's delays on every road. I think the most major one right now is both sides being blocked on 71 there. But definitely if you're heading around what we call in Alabama, the spaghetti bowl, the spaghetti noodles of all of the different interstates crossing over each other there. So we just need to be hyper aware of what's going on when you're heading out there. This is what we're currently looking at here. We have a stationary front that is draped over our area, and this is what's keeping the rain constantly coming down on us, that cold front. Instead of continuing on its way, decided to stall out over us, and that's why we're continuing to see this rainfall today. We thought was going to be a clear day, now has turned into a rainy start to your morning. It should clear up by the afternoon and evening here, but we do have to deal with some of those lingering showers and storms that are left over. So this is what it looks like out there right now. This green color here is the thunderstorm risk for today. So everything in that lighter green color that you can see there on the map, that's that thunderstorm risk today. Anybody in that darker green color, which doesn't affect anyone in our area here, is at a 1 out of 5 marginal risk. This is all according to the Storm Prediction Center. This is a pretty solid outlook. You can see all of these storms are isolated within this level of risk. Somehow you can really see those storms developing right where they said they were going to. If we take this in and we zoom in just a little bit, you can really see that we're all a part of that green thunderstorm risk here. You see that lightning embedded in the storm that's heading up to the north and east here. A couple of spots of isolated storms starting to develop there with some lightning in it as well, but we're all under that thunderstorm risk for today. Now, we move on just a little bit. 86 degrees is going to be our high. Got some spotty thunderstorm chances for today. Now, let me cut this so this will be easier. Yep, there we go. 86 degrees is going to be our high today. Spotty storms throughout the morning time hours, lingering into the afternoon, and by the evening, we're just going to be left with partly cloudy skies out there. The calm wind, 70 degrees. Like I said, those clouds are just going to linger around with us. Now, tomorrow is definitely going to be a better day than today is. 89 degrees is our high. It's getting pretty hot out there. It's going to feel like those mid to upper 90s out there. So it's going to feel really hot, but it's definitely better than the rain and all the delays on the roadway. So this is definitely a little bit better than that, in my opinion, because we've had just a dreary start to our day. But here's what it's looking like on this radar loop over the last hour or so. But I want to show you what it was looking like over the last 5 hours, so we can really see what this looked like earlier this morning. It's got to load in here. So we see those storms starting to pass through our area. This is about 3 a.m. They start getting stronger as they pass through our more northern counties here, and then it gets to right where we are now. This is right at that 7 o'clock, and lots of lightning embedded over to our north and east here. But that just passed through a lot of our northern counties this morning. Most of us saw some rain, and that has been affecting us all morning long. Definitely some flooding issues happening. We knew that we would see some rain this morning. If you watched my forecast yesterday, I knew this was going to affect some people's morning's commutes. Here was the last hour once again. Isolated pockets of some lightning here and there. Really isolated shower developing to our east here. But really, we're not seeing a whole lot of strong development happening over our area right now, which is good news. It's weakening a little bit, but we already see that flooding on the roadways, and that's not helping anybody's morning commute out there. So I'm going to track out the rest of your day. So here is what it's going to look like at 8:30. So that's in an hour and 10 minutes from now. We're still seeing a couple of those isolated showers. Nothing too heavy at the moment, just some showers moving through. A lot of our more southern counties here we'll start to see some rain because they didn't see any rain this morning. So we'll see a few more developing showers and storms there this afternoon. A couple more spotty showers. This is 10:30 a.m., nearing that end of the morning time hours. This is 12:30, right around lunchtime. When you're eating that lunch, you can see we're starting to get rid of some of those storm clouds that have been blanketed over us all morning, making it quite dreary out there. It starts to look up a little bit. We'll see a couple more isolated showers here and there, and that will continue to be the story into the early afternoon hours. There are just going to be lingering showers, maybe a couple heavy pockets here and there, but most of us are going to stay dry into the afternoon. So this isn't anything that's plan ruining. Sorry, let me go back. This is about dinner time hours. Again, not ruining any of your plans out there. We can make this double screen here so we can look at it together. So really most of us staying dry into the afternoon and evening hours here. So it's looking a little bit better. That's at 5:30. Here's what it's going to look like at 6:30. Clouds kind of staying over us here. Will stick with us through the night. Like I said, it's going to be partly cloudy tonight. Just a few lingering showers. But then we start to clear up. We really won't see any more rain chances throughout the night tonight, which is good news. We won't really see anything tomorrow either, and maybe some pop-ups in the afternoon. But overall, it should start to clear out a little bit more. We can go through our loops a few more times here. Okay, like I said, today is a first alert weather day that we have called for the flooding and storms that are moving through our area currently. We saw some really early this morning. Now those are off to the north and east here. You can really see that on our map here. We can change this so I can point it out to everyone. Those storms are off to our north and east here now. Some lightning embedded in them. We saw them earlier this morning, and that'll continue to push off as we move on. So here's what it looks like. It's just a little closer here. This is what it looks like outside right now. Have a few storms, definitely with some lightning in them, and our storms are starting to weaken a little bit, which is a good sign for us, even though throughout the morning, even though we're already seeing some of that flooding happening, we see some lightning strikes still embedded within these storms. This one looking a little stronger. This one continues to strengthen as it develops here. A couple of lightning strikes over near Interstate 77 and 79 as well. So those are getting stronger, but the ones over us seem to be dissipating just a little bit here. So that's good news for us. No lightning strikes are seen in our area. Just some traffic delays out there from the flooding this morning, puddling on some water, on some of the roadways. So if you're driving out there and you encounter some water, just make sure you're driving slow today, taking it easy. Don't be driving too fast this morning. Here's another wide view for us to look at here. You can see those storms still over to our north and east, a little bit stronger to the east there, but ours are starting to dissipate a little bit. We're losing some speed in those storms here and some strength as well. This is the picture with lightning detection here. We can zoom in and go around and look at all of this, of course. Over near Lancaster, Walnut, this is where we're seeing some of those lightning strikes embedded in this stronger pocket of the storm. We also had some lightning strikes earlier within this cell. You can see a couple of it. This just moved a little bit, so that those lightning strikes are lagging behind the storm some here. But we zoom out to include the whole DMA here. We've had 16 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes here. All of the storms around us seem to be weakening here. Just a couple of pockets of those heavier downpours, but overall nothing too strong in our counties anymore. Up to our north on 675, you might be seeing some as well as on 75 and 71. But really, all of those lightning strikes are isolated to these storms that pass by us really, really early this morning. We're not looking at any of these power outages right now for our areas, which is good news. I guess people got their power back on from this morning, which is great. Maybe they all slept through them losing power too. Hopefully everyone's alarms went off this morning and everyone's ready and up for work on this dreary Monday morning. But we are still in a flood advisory until 7:45 this morning. And this includes Clinton and Warren County here. You can see them highlighted in green. This is just because some puddling on the roadways and some flooding risk for today. So on top of having the puddling and the rain and not being able to see, we also have low visibility. So now we have rain, flooding, and low visibility all in one day. And that's why we issued this first solar weather day for your commute this morning, because definitely some dangerous conditions out there and already wrecks happening to a whole bunch of people out there. So we definitely want to stay careful, stay weather aware if you're heading out there. Make sure you're checking delays before you go out there as well. But we only have a 2.7 mile visibility in Mason, a little that's really low for this morning. That include on top of the rain, it's going to be pretty hard to see moving up 65, 71, and 75. 4.6 mile visibility in Hamilton. It's getting a little better for some people, but some people it's getting worse, like the people in Mason and in Warren County. The visibility is getting lower, so definitely just be hyper aware if you're in Warren County or Clinton County, as well as Butler. We're seeing lower visibility in those places. A lot of other places, though, are still pretty visible, not a lot of fog out there. So you can see pretty far with the rest of these counties, especially if you are more towards the southern portion of our viewing area here. Batavia is seeing over 10 miles visibility, which is very good, but some places aren't, and that's just how it's going this morning with the traffic and the flooding. So there's lots of things going on. We can take a look at our traffic and radar scans right now. We have a wreck happening on 71. I'm not sure which side of the road it's on because it looks like both sides are completely stopped up here. We can take this in a box so we can see this just a little bit closer here, but we have both sides of the road on 71 completely stopped, and this goes up for pretty far. This is a pretty long stretch of the roads being blocked off here. So if you are heading either direction on 71, either towards Blue Ash, away from Blue Ash, around there, Fairwind Acres, as well as Montgomery, Kenwood Knolls, Silverton, Deer Park, Kenwood Hills, Kennedy Heights, pretty close to the Oakley area, Stanford Manor. This is where that wreck has occurred, and it's stopping up traffic. So definitely be aware if you're heading out there. It's completely stopped. We also have a huge stop here on 75. I'm not sure the reasoning behind this one, but if you're heading towards the southwest there on 75, if you're getting on near Woodlawn or Evendale or Wyoming, this is where this is happening, as well as Reading, Hartwell, Edgemont, Elmwood Place, Ivorydale, St. Bernard, seeing some delays for sure this morning, especially with some puddling on the roadways. And if you're heading 127 up into Cincinnati, that looks like there's some delays there, as well as heading towards Lawrenceburg on 275, some delays as well. There's a wreck up on 75. We can see that flashing at us here. Doesn't seem like there's delays now, but there definitely will be in a couple of minutes. This is towards Middletown. I'm not sure what side of the road that's on, so if you're heading in towards Cincinnati area, this might affect your commute into work. So definitely go ahead and be prepared to leave early if you're heading in there. This is near Middletown, Liberty Township, Clear Creek, seeing some delays. Or at least we'll be seeing some delays pretty soon here. We have some markers of some flooding going on as well. So definitely be careful out there on the road today. We're seeing a lot of traffic delays, a lot of flooded roads, a lot of people that have pretty low visibility out there. Okay. Let's see here. If anybody has any questions for me, you can definitely leave them here in the comments so that I can continue to answer all of your questions as we move through this first alert weather day. If you're listening live, you can also watch Catherine. She's live in studio. But I'm here for the live streams for at least until these storms move out of our area here. Just giving you guys this live update on this first alert weather day. I'm going to pull up the live radar loop now so we can look at it just a little bit before we take a small break here. Yeah, Catherine's in the news in the studio, as well as Stefano talking about the traffic updates as well. I'm here giving all the updates, anything anybody needs quick, fast answers on, in case anybody is in here and needs immediate answers. I'll be here for a little while longer. I'm going to go on a quick break here, and then I'll come back on in just a second. I'm just going to leave up the radar so everyone can see what's going on. But I'll be back up in just a few minutes. It's 7:32 right now. I'm going to come back on in a couple of minutes, and I'll give you guys another update on what's going on traffic-wise and also what's going on within these storms with this lightning that's heading off to our north and east. Our storms are starting to weaken some, so this is looking on the plus side for us, but we're going to keep tracking these out for you here as we move into that 8 o'clock hour on your Monday morning. Good morning and happy Monday if you're just now joining me. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Anna DuVall here with Fox 19, and I'm just here to give you an update on what's going on. I've been live streaming for about 2 hours now, off and on, to make sure everybody knows what's going on and is updated with the things that are happening as well. So just wanted to give you guys another little update here. So this is what it looks like outside. This is our clouds and radar. Earlier this morning, if you were up early enough, these storms that are off to our north and east here were over us, and they really were impacting our area with some heavy downpours here and there, and that's what caused some flooding issues early this morning. Let me cut this so I don't walk off camera again. These showers and storms that are over to the north and east that were affecting us earlier this morning. Now, we have continued to see some showers, storms, some lightning move through, but we really are lightening up here in the tri-state. I'm sure we're going to end this live soon just because there's not a lot happening anymore that we need to update on, but I'm going to give another little update here and to make sure that I should be logging off before I log off. But it is a First Alert weather day today, and this is because of that flooding on the roadways that we have been seeing this morning, and also some of those heavier downpours that were along with it. Now, we had some flooding on the roadways, which led to some traffic issues as well. And we'll get into all of that as we continue to push our way forward. Here's what it looks like outside right now. You can see a lot of these cameras. I'll pull it up just so that you can see what this looks like. A lot of these cameras have those water droplets all over them, and that's because it's just been raining all day. It's been a dreary Monday. It's been a Monday-ish Monday for sure. We really have seen a good amount of rainfall here. And you can see there's rain droplets there, dreary Monday, a blanket of clouds as well. So it's been a rough start to our morning, to say the least. It's only 7:42 this morning, and we're already seeing all of this rainfall occur. This is what it looks like in a pretty wide view here. You can see those spots with those lightning strikes happening that we saw earlier this morning off to our north and east here. But if we zoom on in, a lot of the stuff that's in our area now is just some light showers pushing through the area. That doesn't mean that they're not impacting you, though, because this morning during your morning commute, a lot of people have seen major traffic delays, car accidents, and some flooding on the roadways as well. I think we're just about out of our flood advisory for the moment, but we're definitely seeing some flooding out there, and that's impacting your commute as well. So we've seen this lightning be a part of these storms over to our north and east now. A few new bolts here and there across the area here. So definitely impacting us, but a few of our showers have really dissipated some. These have definitely weakened. You can see that they're not as strong as they were earlier this morning. If you've been on this live stream the whole time, we've seen a couple of those heavier downpours happen. We're not really seeing that anymore. Just responding to something real fast. Sorry about that. Anyways, we're seeing a couple of those spotty showers still moving through the area. Now, they're really isolated in the fact that they're just to these most northeastern counties here. We're not really seeing a whole lot of shower activity circling the rest of the area. So that's pretty good. It is weakening. A lot of people aren't seeing those showers anymore. A couple of those lightning strikes still embedded over in these storms to our north and east. We can look at those. 8 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes. If we zoom in here, we can see about 7 of those, and then 1 down to this storm to the south of the major line there. really we don't have anything going on in the storms that are more isolated to our area. No, we're not looking at any outages as well. So those power outages anybody saw this morning hopefully have been resolved. We saw a couple of those outages in our areas, but it looks like those have cleared up now. If anybody's having any issues, you can 100% leave them in the comments here. We'd love to know about what's going on out there, just in case one of these models aren't picking up on things that we should be seeing. But we continue to have this flood advisory here. It's going to last until 7:45 or whenever they feel like the flood issue is gone there. And that's in those counties of Clinton and Warren. So we can see just these parts of the counties that are highlighted in green, but really we saw some flooding on some of those major roadways this morning. So along with the flooding issues and the rain this morning and the dreary start, we're also on top of that going to add some fog into it. So it's really just been a mess of a weather day today. We're looking at some of the visibility issues though. You can see only 2 miles visibility near Mason, 2 miles in Hamilton, almost 4 miles in Wilmington, so a little better, but most of the counties to the south of us seeing pretty good out there. It's mainly those northern counties there, and the counties that are being affected by this right now are Butler, Warren, Clinton, as well as Highland. And over in Indiana, the counties that are being affected are Fayette, Union, Franklin, as well as Decatur. And a couple of parts of Ripley as well. So we're seeing a couple spots with some foggy, dense fog areas. This isn't super thick fog, but definitely fog that you don't want to put your high beams on. You need to have your low beams on. You need to be driving slow. Keeping your distance from the people in front of you as well is important. Just want to make sure. Definitely take it slow this morning. It's a dreary start, so take that energy with you as you leave the house. Don't try to rush out of here and be late to work. We can zoom in on some of the traffic issues that are happening right now, and we're really stopped up on a lot of roadways. As we can see, a lot of this red and orange colors around the area, especially on 71 here. There was a car accident, not sure which side of the road it's on, but this traffic is stretching all the way down near Norwood Heights, Stanford Manor. The Oakley area is starting, so if you're heading up to the north on 71, that's where it starts. This continues through near the Country Club Acres area, Kennedy Heights, Harewood Acres. So if you're heading towards the north, that's where it's about stopped at, but traffic heading towards the south here near Hazelwood area, that's when that traffic really starts here. See, this is near, oh Lord, Hazelwood. Those road names were too small for me to read. Kenridge there, and Blue Ash, Kenwood Knolls, heading towards the south, Hardwood Acres, Silverton. That's where that traffic is stopped. Stop going both directions on 71 there. So if you are heading out, definitely going to experience some sort of traffic delay. I'm going to put this right there so you can really see what's going on here. And we also have some stopped traffic along 75 as well. It's both sides of the road there as well. I don't know what is the main cause of that. It doesn't show us what the cause is, but definitely some stopped traffic heading both ways on 75. And this is near Lincoln Heights, Reading, Sharonville, Woodlawn, Hilltop Acres. Seeing some delays heading onto the Interstate 75, heading southbound there. Hartwell, Edgemont, Elmwood Place, Ivorydale, St. Bernard. And that's heading down to the south there's some delays heading up north. There's also delays heading all the way down the road here. So if you're heading out on 75, 71, even some delays over on 74 heading into the city here, you might expect some delays. If you're heading out of the city on 75, you'll definitely see some delays, as well as into the city on 75 as well. Car accident on 71. There's delays on both sides heading in and out of the city. Starts around the Oakley Norwood area, ending all the way up near Blue Ash for the southbound people near Hazelwood. You can see they just extended that, made it red all the way up to Hazelwood, so that'll continue to worsen, and traffic will continue to be stopped heading towards the city there. We're seeing some delays also on 471 heading into the city. All of this is just due to some of that flooding on the road, some low visibility as well that people might be seeing if you're heading out there. We can take a look at what weather system is helping cause all of this to happen right now. So we did have a cold front that was supposed to be passing through last night, but instead of passing through, it stalled out and it became a stationary front, and stationary front just means exactly what you think it means. It's stationary. So now it's looming over us, and we'll continue to see those showers being drawn in due to that stationary front sticking around, sticking over us. Continue to see some shower activity, and eventually that'll move on out of here, but then we'll start to see this low pressure system that's over near Kansas and Nebraska area. That'll start moving into our area, and that'll bring us our next storm system that comes with a few thunderstorms as well. But if we go ahead and zoom out, look at the bigger picture here, you can see we're highlighted in this light green color here. That means we're just under a thunderstorm risk today, according to the Storm Prediction Center. Anybody that is in that darker green category, especially those, this includes the people that are in Tennessee, also parts of Kentucky here, Missouri in a section, as well as Arkansas, and the whole stretch from Florida all the way up the East Coast here is also in that darker green color. So we can really see that darker green color stretch from Florida. I can move this computer out of the way so we can actually see it. From Florida, stretching all the way up the East Coast. They did a pretty good job of highlighting where these storms were going to be, especially for right now. A lot of this rain is isolated to the areas that have the storms. Most people that don't have any risk at all aren't seeing anything right now. So this is a pretty solid Storm Prediction Center outlook they have posted here. And so this is our day one. We have some darker green colors here in the north, and that is covering up in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, as well as Wyoming. So a lot of people are seeing some severe weather threat today. We're just in that thunderstorm risk for today. Now we can zoom in and we can see where those storms are right now. They're pretty much isolated to where the Storm Prediction Center said we were going to see some thunderstorms, which is really good that we knew this was going to happen and we had this tracked out. So we have seen some development up in our Kentucky counties here now. Earlier this morning we weren't seeing any rain down in Kentucky, but now we're starting to see that bigger storm system we saw this morning start to head on out there with its lightning strikes along with it, starting to weaken in the Cincinnati metro area here. Today, for our forecast. We can just go into what we're going to be looking like for the rest of the day if nobody wants to talk about storms anymore. This is what we can talk about because this makes it a little more cheery out there. So forecast for today, 86 degrees. We have that spotty storm chance. That's right now. That's what we're seeing now. By the afternoon hours, that should start to clear up just a little bit. We will see some spotty chances into the afternoon. And then by the evening hours, we should just be left with some clouds, which will be really nice. So overnight tonight, partly cloudy skies, calm winds, 70 degrees. Doesn't feel like it's going to cool off all that much, but definitely better than 86. So feeling a little bit better. Now tomorrow, it's going to be hot. It's going to be a really hot day out there. 89 degrees will be our high temperature. Lots of sunshine. It's definitely getting hot and muggy out there, and we can see that on our muggy meter. I'll show you that in just a second. This is what we're dealing with. Again, for those of you that are just now joining me, we're dealing with some thunderstorms that passed through earlier this morning that caused some localized flooding on our roadways, and that's been the root of some of these accidents that are happening out there, and puddling on the roadways, making it a pretty slick drive for your morning commute this morning. So we issued that first alert weather day just to make you guys aware, and I'm live here for your convenience so that you can ask me any questions that you need, just in case we have any comments, concerns about what is going on this morning. Just making sure we don't have any comments going on. Yeah, the dogs definitely don't like the rain, so definitely wait a few more minutes here, an hour or so if you can, to walk your dog, just because most of those showers will be out of the way, and that might help out just a little bit if you're getting to stay home on this dreary Monday morning. We're pretty much blanketed in clouds right now. Those showers are starting to weaken as they move to the north and east here, so just seeing some spotty showers now. It's not so much those heavy downpours anymore that we were seeing this morning. We can track out what we're going to be seeing this afternoon though. So you see at 9 a.m. just a couple spotty showers here and there. Not a whole lot of major showers and storms. A couple spotty chances, like I said. But most of this is going to be pretty isolated in nature. A lot of us are going to stay dry. Definitely not a widespread into the afternoon event happening. Now this is right around lunchtime, 11 a.m. Starting to see some of those pockets here of some storms, but really very isolated in nature. A lot of us will stay dry and not see anything into the afternoon or evening hours. So it's just going to be a hit or miss thing into the afternoon. Those will continue to sort of linger around, is the word we're using today. They're going to linger around us and stay in our viewing area into the afternoon hours. This is 1 p.m. Still seeing those storms pop up, just little bits of them, not very strong in nature. You can see a couple heavier pockets here and there into that dinner time hour. Now this is really isolated to our more southern counties in Kentucky here. Now this could change into the evening hours because this is a model and this is a few hours out, so we really just want to make sure you're aware that you could see a couple showers into the afternoon and evening hours. Not all that much is expected. You saw we just skipped forward until midnight tonight. No rain was really expected across our area. We stayed mostly dry. Most of us start to see a clearing of those clouds, but some of us will still be blanketed in some clouds into those early morning hours. But the clouds will start to clear out a little bit by this afternoon at least. Our temperatures right now, we're in those lower 70s across the area. People that have seen some rain this morning feeling a little cooler over in Hillsboro, sitting at 69 in Connorsville as well. So we're in those low 70s across most of the area right now. And most of us are feeling a couple degrees cooler than this time yesterday. So we're looking at about an average of 2 degrees cooler. You can see Harrison, Batesville, Richmond, Middletown, Wilmington, and Lebanon sitting at 2 degrees cooler, 3 degrees cooler in Hamilton. We're adding 2 degrees in Lunken to our temperatures there. 1 degree cooler at the airport in Batavia. We're about the same in Fulmouth there. Now if we move into tonight, our low temperature is 70, but if we look at this chart for our throughout the day forecast, so we're really going to be looking at this meteorogram here, 9 a.m., that's pretty close. That is in exactly an hour from now. We'll be at 73. But look how big of a jump we make here from this morning into 11 a.m. It's going to be 80 degrees by 11 a.m. The huge jump here. Then we'll sort of plateau, and I know it looks pretty wide here, but we're only going from 80 to 85 into the afternoon. This is just going to be a big jump because those clouds will start to weaken. Those storms will mostly be out of here, and then we can start to see the sun a little bit more, and we have a little bit of perkiness to our day here. We start to plateau into the afternoon. Now, into the evening hours, we won't drop off all that much there. 79 by 9 p.m. And then by the time we're in those overnight hours, we'll be in those low 70s. So not much relief overnight, but still some. It's still going to feel better than it did today. But like I promised, let's look at these muggy meters here. We're feeling pretty tropical over the next week or so. We don't really diverge from this plan here. We're still going to be pretty muggy, bordering on tropical for the next few days until Saturday. You can see that little dip there. But overall, we're going to be pretty muggy, pretty hot, humid. Our heat indexes are going to be pretty high as well. I can pull that up so we can look at that too. If you give me 1 second. I just have to scroll through all my graphics. The heat indices are going to still be nearing that triple digits for the next 7 days. So we definitely want to get outside today if you can. I know there's showers, I know there's storms happening, but the heat indices are lower today than they will be for the next week ahead. So I would definitely get out there and enjoy at least the little breaks in the rain that we have into the afternoon. Like I said, most of us will stay dry. It's just a few lingering showers and storms out there. 97 will be our heat index, or what we like to call our feels like temperature. So it might say we're in the 80s on my 7-day, but it's going to feel like 97 out there, feel like 98 on Wednesday. We're going to be in those triple digits. We're expecting 101 degrees feels like temperature on Thursday. Now into Friday and Saturday, we start to taper off a little bit, especially into Sunday, 92 feels like, but then we boost right back up on Monday, starting to feel like 101 once again. Now I'm going to find this temperature trend here so we can show you what this is compared with our actual temperatures. So you can see here, this is what the temperatures are on my 7-day on this bottom row here. So our high for today is 89. For Tuesday is 89, same as today, but it's going to feel like 97. 89 again on Wednesday. This is going to feel like 98. Thursday sitting at 89, but it's going to feel like 101. So we have a lot of humidity expected for Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday are also big storm chance days. So we're watching out for those 2 days as we move a little bit closer to those storms that we're expecting to see. Now, as we move into Friday, 97 degrees is what it's going to feel like. It's only going to be 87 though. Saturday and Sunday, they start to taper off some. You can see these temperatures starting to get closer together here. This is a good sign. That means we have less humidity in the air, and we saw that on the muggy meter as well. 87 on Saturday night, and we're going to feel like 95. It's going to be 86 on Sunday, but it's going to feel like 92. That's so much better, but look at Monday. Only going to be 89 degrees outside, but it's going to feel like 102. That means that humidity is skyrocketing by the beginning of next week is what we're expecting. Now, these things can change as we move a little bit closer to that. That is a good bit away, but that's just what we're expecting to see. We're going to go back to the radar real fast so we can see how these storms are progressing, see what's going on everywhere else. Going to take a second to load here. Okay, so this is what we're looking at once again. Here is our radar and satellite, you can see we're completely saturated in those clouds still, but we do have these storms starting to weaken, starting to just become little showers that are passing through the area, which is a good sign. We did have those heavier storms that are over to our north and east now that are starting to move off of our viewing area here. We can't even see them anymore in the next couple of hours, but those are getting stronger and still pushing to the north and east there. But the storms that we're seeing that are lingering behind and trailing behind this storm system seem to be getting weaker. We're just seeing a few showers still lingering around out there. It's still causing some traffic issues, and we are continuing to see flooding as well. There's been an issue on some of the roadways, and that's just because the same areas continue to see some of these storms over and over again, and they haven't got much break this morning from last night into early this morning. We can go and look at the last few hours here. It's just going to take a second to load. So if we wanted to look at what the last 12 hours looked like, this is what we are seeing. Scroll back. So this is yesterday. We can press play on this. Is at 8 p.m. yesterday. You can see those storms that start to move into our area, and we're continuing to see rain here. And those start to weaken as they progress. Now this is midnight this morning, if you count it as this morning. Still seeing rainfall in these areas, and then they start to develop into little stronger storms right before daybreak there. And as they continue, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., they start to move out of our area. So these areas have continuously seen this rainfall over the last day, about 12 hours or so. So a little less than 12 hours. See, we're seeing widespread rain coming in to the area. This is all radar data. So this is all what happened over the last 12 hours. The areas that are seeing flooding have continuously seen rain for at least 10 of those hours here. This just continued to push through this area and affect everyone that has any lowland areas that are happening. So we'll go back to the last hour here. You can see those lightning strikes still embedded in that storm system. I'm going to take a quick break here, and I'll pull the radar up so you can look at it for a little bit. I'll be right back, check back in with you guys in just a few minutes. But if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. I'll literally be right back, so don't go anywhere. I'll be back with some more updates on the traffic, what's going on with the flooding situation, and what that's looking like outside. In a few minutes, I'm going to put clouds and radar up just so you guys can continue to watch the progression of these storms over the next couple of minutes, and I'll be right back. Good morning, guys. I'm back in the streaming center here with another update for you guys. We're going to log off pretty soon, but I'm going to show you what we're looking at before I do so. I have to log in to this computer. I just wanted to come on here. Real fast and tell you guys what we're looking at. Today we issued a first alert weather day this morning, and it's due to some of that rain and some flooding that we've seen this morning, as well as some foggy conditions has caused a few wrecks this morning as well. So just wanted to come on here and give everyone an update really quickly. We'll stay on for just a few more minutes before we log off here. This is what it's currently looking like outside. Lots of rain rain droplets are sitting on our cameras here. You can really see that on our Fox 19 camera, Mount Auburn, as well as that golf course camera in Clover Nook there. Got some horses out there right now running around getting warmed up for the day. But if we look at what's happening right now, most of those showers and storms that we were seeing this morning are pushing out of our area, and we can zoom in here to what we're really looking at, and it's really just a few spotty showers left. All of that major storm system is off to our north and east now. We can't even see any of that heavier downpours really on just our normal view. So if we zoom on in, just a few showers and storms here and there, really not a lot going on anymore. So it should start to clear up a little bit. That's not to say that we won't see a few more storms into the afternoon hours. But we've had 5 lightning strikes in the last 15 minutes here, and that's all embedded in these storms. You can see now it's up to 14. That's all over to our north and east. We're not seeing any of that here in our area. No more outages this morning, but we are continuing to see this flood advisory into Clinton County here for at least until 7:40. It's past 7:45. Let's click on it and see what it says. I think that label is wrong. I think this is going to be correct. There you go. It's extended until 8:45, so we have about what would you say? 14 minutes left on that, and that includes Clark, Clinton, Fayette, and Greene County there. So a few more chances. We do still have some fog out there, some visibility problems along with that rain that you're seeing, some flooded roadways as well. But we're really seeing, or not seeing for a couple of these counties, because it's going to be pretty hard to see if you're in our more northernmost counties. A lot of our southern counties here, they can see clear as day, but we are seeing some visibility issues up to our northern counties here. Mason, Wilmington, at almost 3 miles. This includes Clinton, Warren, Butler County, as well as Franklin and Decatur, Ripley, and also Highland County, seeing some fog and visibility issues there. Now, this also can affect our driving. So let's go look at what's going on right now. We had a few wrecks this morning of some stuff that was going on. Now, you still see some delays on 71, some stop traffic here going both directions, but the real stop is over on 75. I'm not entirely sure why it's stopped over on 75, but we are seeing some traffic delays there as well. It looks like they're completely stopped, maybe due to some localized flooding there, but we'll just continue to press on through here. We have the stationary front draped over us, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's just stationary. It's sitting over us, and we'll continue to see some rain and some thunderstorms as long as this is here. Now that low pressure system that's over near Kansas there, that's when in Missouri, that'll start pushing its way in, and that's when our next storm system will come on into our area. Now, let's go ahead and look at what the Storm Prediction Center put out there. This lighter green color here that we're seeing, that's just a thunderstorm risk, but anything in that darker green color, just like in these isolated bubbles, this includes parts of Indiana here, parts of Kentucky, as well as Tennessee, and some in Missouri and in Arkansas if you're in any of those areas, or anywhere stretching from Florida all the way up the East Coast in this green line here as well. You're expecting some severe thunderstorms to move into that area, and they're already starting to push their way that direction. We also have some risk over on the west coast, but let's go ahead and zoom in some so we can see those showers that we had this morning with some storms embedded in that are starting to push out, and we're really clearing up on the rain aspect. We still have lots of clouds out there. We'll continue to see some spotty storms into the afternoon, just lingering around. We will get up to 86 today, so pretty on average, or average around 85, 86. So this is pretty normal for us, but tonight won't provide much relief. 70 degrees, partly cloudy out there. Sunrise is at 6:25, so if you're going to be up early, up in Adam, you might see that sunrise. It will be pretty. Some clouds out there will help it out some. 89 degrees for tomorrow. It's getting really hot. This is when our heat indices start getting a lot higher. Again, just looking at radar, you can see some clouds are still covering our area, a few lingering showers, but that storm system is off to our north and east now. Now to track out the rest of your day here, 9:30 in the morning, might see a few storms developing in our counties here in Brown and Adams County, as well as Highland. But just other than that, some spotty shower chances. Now, some storms might continue to linger on around that lunchtime hour. This is around 11:30 a.m. And then into the afternoon. Most of us are going to stay dry, but some of us will start to see these storms here. So we'll continue to watch this as it moves into the afternoon. And we might extend the first alert weather day if we need to, but we're expecting that to expire here at 10 a.m. But we'll keep you updated with any updates with that. But most of these storms start clearing out around dinner time. Most of us will be dry then. You might see a couple spotty showers or storms pop up, like you can see one here in Brown County popping up around 6:30, but the majority will be dry at this point. Some clouds start moving out of our area as well. You see some more sunshine moving in. Around when that sun sets, some clouds will start to settle over us. That'll continue into tomorrow, staying mostly dry. But for the temperatures right now, we're sitting in those low 70s across the area. Hillsboro is the cool spot at 69, but all around it feels about the same. But we are feeling 2 degrees cooler in most places than this time yesterday. So looking at this, feeling a little bit better. It's due to the cloud coverage, due to the rain we've been feeling as well. Now, let's check out the rest of your day and leading into tonight, 9 a.m., which is in 30 minutes here, is going to be 73 degrees. But you look how quickly we tick up here. After all of that rain has passed by 9 a.m., we tick up really quickly into those low 80s, then 82 by 1 p.m. We'll plateau here, 3 p.m. sitting at 85 for 3 and 5 p.m., and then we'll dip back off once that sun begins to set around 9 p.m. into those low 70s. And we'll feel the low 70s overnight tonight. Partly cloudy skies, calm wind out there. We showed you those cloud coverage for the night ahead, but we're going to continue to stay muggy. That rain might be out of the way, but the mugginess is not. That's definitely here to stay and will definitely be with us for the coming days ahead. We're expecting Sunday. Also, it's not on this chart, but we'll show you tomorrow. That's going to be pretty humid as well, and this just adds on to our heat indices as well. We're feeling almost to the triple digits out there for the next couple of days. So let's go through the 7-day really quickly before we get, oh, well, it's not the 4th of July anymore. Well, you guys, here, I'll fix it. Give me 1 second while it loads. Go. Okay, here we go. Now we won't have any more holidays up there. We don't really have anything going on the next couple of days here. Okay, so the next 3 days looking like it's getting hot on Tuesday. We're going to be feeling the same temperature Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which it's going to be hot, but it's going to be feeling like 101 by Thursday. So that's going to be pretty toasty. It's not going to feel very good out there at all. I think this is going to reload again. So sorry guys, but we'll get it fixed in just a second. It's just loading. Sometimes it takes a minute for the computer to digest the edits that we've made here. Okay, hopefully it won't have to reload again, but here we go. So we do have it getting warmer on Tuesday, 89 degrees. Wednesday and Thursday we have this scattered storm chance. This might be some heavier rain, some thunderstorms that move through. We'll continue to watch this as we get closer because this is going to be really warm, humid, muggy days primed for these storms. So we'll really be keeping an eye on Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to feel like 101 on Thursday. Now as we move into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, continued storm chances there. And then Monday is looking like it's going to feel like 101 as well. So let's go ahead and look. Just go ahead and pull up the radar one more time before we log off here now that we've looked at my 7-day. Okay, here it is. This is what it's looking like out there. All that storms have moved out of the area here. We have just a few lingering showers out there, a couple spots here and there, but most of that major storm system that we've been tracking overnight and early morning this morning has moved out of our area. The only risk we may have for the rest of the morning is still those puddlings on the roadways that continue to affect our area. But other than that, most of those showers should be out of the way. A few visibility issues as well if you're heading out there. Those clouds are going to stick around with us at least until the afternoon. A few spotty showers and storms into the afternoon can't be ruled out. They just might be lingering around, especially more towards our southern counties, but they definitely won't be a total washout of your Monday. I say go out there and enjoy it in between the showers if you can. I'm going to put the radar full screen and then I'm going to log off. Thank you guys for joining me this morning for my long live stream here. If you have any other questions or comments about these storms that came through, Catherine's still going to be on the air tracking these storms out until 10 o'clock, and Stefano is doing traffic as well. So definitely tune in, see what they're saying as well. Just wanted to come on here and make it easier for people to ask questions if they needed to about anything that was going on, but most of that's over now. So I'm going to go ahead and put up the radar, and you guys have a good rest of your Monday and enjoy the lower humidity sort of for today because it's going to be lower than it will be for the rest of the week. So definitely enjoy it today and have a great rest of your Monday.